What it do, boo-boos? How is everybody? I'm good. I am just getting in from work a few minutes ago. It was a nice chill night at the restaurant. It was like just kind of good, busy, but quiet and like calm kind of busy, not like crazy weekend busy. So that was nice. Yeah, and now we're here for our extended talk on this morning's reading from Instagram. I do want to he's not going to watch this video, but my younger brother came over today, and for my birthday, he was like, do you have any requests? And I was like, yeah, the light bulb in my hallway and the stairs, it's like really high up, and I don't have a ladder that's like that tall. Or actually, he actually has my 9-foot ladder. I just don't have anywhere to store it here. So he came over and he like changed all the light bulbs in the house that had just gone out suddenly. You guys remember I had Stranger Things flicker? It's because like my fixtures weren't grounded, and so he fixed them all. And yeah, so now all my lights work. So now look, I'm back to like a comforting home. And not crazy upside down world. So super excited. That was so nice. Thank you. Thank you all the men out there that are just like handy and can just like do basic small things like that. It just goes such a long way. It's like such a load off. I just really appreciate just men in general for that. And then like, I don't know, there's just been like a lot of guys that are just been like really helpful lately that I've noticed, that I just want to say thank you to all you men out there just giving us a hand. Because like I can do heavy lifting, but I just don't really need to or want to. My fire pit that I foraged from my neighbor's yard when they moved, I was showing that to my brother, and I was like, yeah, I had to like carry it over here by myself. And he goes, wait, you were able to carry that over here by yourself? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm a hoss. I can hulk it out when I need to, but I don't enjoy it. So I'm always grateful. Very grateful. Okay, so we have, that's funny too, because it really goes with the message today. From the Wild Unknown. No, that's not right at all. It's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. But circling back, we'll put a pin in that. Before we get going, help me grow my channel. Help me get these messages out to others as well that can benefit from them. Like, subscribe, leave me an emoji below. Let me know in the comments like what's going on with you guys. I don't always get to answer comments right away, but I sometimes see them before I get to answer them back. But I'm always excited to hear about what's going on with y'all. And I do try to answer every comment that I see as much as I can. So thank you for your participation and for caring and sharing. All right, awesome. Well, let's get into it. So, one more thing. If you want to see these readings and read them earlier in the days, you can catch them on Instagram on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Around 11 or noon, and it's at Liz_Taylor_Magick with a CK, like this channel. This channel, Light Love Magic, also has an Instagram. It's just that I'm more active and engaged on Liz Taylor Magic. Okay, let's get started. So from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, we pulled gratitude. I've been grateful. I've been expressing my gratitude verbally to the heavens, followed by guardian angel, followed by perception. All right, and then underneath gratitude, we have Knight of Pentacles. Under Guardian Angel, we have the World card. And then under Perception, we have 10 of Pentacles. So let's get going. I love this because I feel that what the universe is telling us, just like right off the bat with the Oracle cards, is that this situation is all well in order. This new beginning that we're setting out into it's like we are creating it from the vibrational seed level of our consciousness as we go. And so it's important to be in a state of gratitude and really put our focus and our attention on what we're grateful for and what we want to create more of, and really acknowledge that to the source of whatever we're gratitude for, to the ultimate source of whatever we're grateful for, and just out loud, just having your attention on your appreciation. It's such a vibrational, like, it's so high vibrational. It makes you so magnetic. It's such like a magnetic feeling to have that creates and draws more of the same towards you. So it's a very valuable state to be in, very powerful. One of the things that we've all been working on for like the last year or so even is using the power of our mouth and the power of our voice to say our prayers out loud. I didn't know this until recently, but in one of my Kabbalah classes, it's Kabbalah 5 taught by David Guillaume. He mentioned recently that the class was about prayer. And he was like, you really have to pray out loud for it to count. He was like, I mean, praying in your mind and in your heart is great. It's not bad, but it doesn't really count for you. It doesn't really have any power. It's not creating angels, or it's not setting your intentions out really, unless you're using your voice. The mouth is a portal of life and death. It's where we take in nourishment. We have the power of life and death in our tongue. So, like say we got poisoned, right? So we'd have to get that out of us through our mouth. So our mouth is a portal. The creator, to have affinity with the creator, let there be light. There were words. It was spoken. The creator told Moses to tell the rock to produce water, not strike it with the staff. So it's what we say, right, that really matters. So speak blessings into your life. Speak about your life the way that you want it to play out. If you are talking about things that are really bothering you and you just keep talking to everybody about it, you're basically just writing that story and ordering more of it from the universe. Now, while we're getting in a state of gratitude, it's all about our perception about how we're viewing what's going on right now. Because it's not to say, like, we may not be very clear or certain at the moment. Things might be foggy. We're at the beginning of a new stage in life. And so things may be in transition and they may be shifting and transforming. And so we may not be absolutely certain about if our plans are going to work, or if we're going to have to tweak them, or, you know, if an opportunity is going to work out that we've been, you know, putting our heart and soul into our efforts. You know, if you're working on launching a business or writing a book or something, it's like you put so much work into these things and there's no guarantees, but it's all about the journey. It's about the process. It's about what we're putting in and what we experience. So the challenges that we might be facing right now are really just showing up to test our commitment. That was one of the cards that came up during our Lunation workshop recently when we had the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse. One of our Moonology cards was just be mindful that your commitment will be tested. And so this commitment is the commitment to your ultimate dream, right? So say you got an opportunity for a job or a job offer, and it seems like it's a manifestation of your dream, like a version of it, but it's just not quite there. Like not everything you want is involved, and there's some really key vital things missing, right? And so testing your commitment, the test may not be for you to take the job and grit it out no matter what because you want it more than anything. The commitment might be pause, wait, hold out for the job that's right for you, that's more in alignment with the direction that you want to go in, right? You have trust that the universe is going to send you the right thing. You don't want to throw in the towel and to sell yourself short, right? So in that example, the full commitment might be hold out and wait for the right thing instead of just throwing yourself into something and maybe getting stuck at a company for months or even years that you're miserable at, you know, and it can really take you off course. So just be aware that you're creating your new story right now, and you can do it deliberately. And I think that we should be really steered by the direction and desire and like pull of our soul and our spirit within us. And so we just need to know that everything that's kind of playing out right now is all part of like this grand scheme and unfolding of this new life that we're trying to build. But we have to trust that the universe is conspiring with us to move these parts and pieces into place through activating the law of attraction, right? Through activating the laws of the universe. So it really matters how we perceive ourselves and our situation right now and how it's playing out. If we are focusing on the challenges as if they are happening to us and we're a victim of circumstance and oh no, then we're going to downward spiral and we're going to get in a funk and we're going to go right back into our old patterns. But if we can kind of get a little bit detached and look at our lives from the outside, almost as if it were a play, a theatrical performance, or a movie or a show that we're watching from the outside, it's like we can get a different perspective about what's happening, and we can see and appreciate the connections of how, oh, okay, I see my patterns coming up. Great, this is an opportunity to overcome that. Ooh, this challenge, okay, this is forcing me to really double down and say, like, do I want this or not? Like, I really, like, what is, you know, how bad do I want it? Everything's going to be challenging in life, right? There's always resistance in this physical world. So, you know, you really have to be connected with your passion and your reasons why you want something in the first place to really stick with it. So don't be upset or don't feel like you are ready to give up right now if things aren't playing out the way that you are expecting or just just exactly the way that you want them to. They might be playing out better than you think. Okay, so another level of what's going on. Let's go to the next layer. So just know that there's sort of destiny at play right now. Fortune's wheel is turning. And I really do think that we're being watched over and guided by our angels to make sure that we're staying on this path, this soul purpose path, right? And so just ask your angels with your voice out loud, help me out here. Send me clear communication and guidance and protect me from going in the wrong direction, you know, and guide me and lead me in the direction of my highest good, right? In the direction that my spirit is trying to lead me in. So for my soul's greater evolution and elevation and unfoldment. Okay, so so gratitude with the Knight of Pentacles. So, right, this new beginning, like we're all anxious for this change to start. It's like we've been in kind of a funk and a rut and we've been like clearing out the decks and it's just been like a long time and a long, you know, period of just like really like hunkering down and getting serious and doing the work. And so now I feel like we're all really anxious for this fresh start. But we feel like, it's just like these false starts or things just keep getting in the way to like slow things down or, you know, it's like the engine just won't turn over. And I think that the perception that we need to tweak right now is just being grateful for the opportunity to savor the journey and be grateful for the slow unfoldment. The Knight of Pentacles is committed, devoted, and practical, but not fast moving. The Knight of Pentacles is very intentional and very plotting, step by step. And so sometimes this card comes up when things are meant to be taken like a little bit at a time, or one step at a time. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't go too fast. Take your time. Be mindful. Be conscious as you use your free will to move forward each step of the way. Being mindful and careful not to fall into your old self-sabotaging habits or defeatism or old patterns, right? We're just taking our time. And so also there might be things that we have rushed through, or, it's like sometimes like when we're working hard towards something, we forget to just look up and appreciate the moment. And then it's like once we get that goal, we're like, all right, great. Now what's the next thing? And it's like you didn't appreciate like being in the journey toward the goal, and then you didn't appreciate the moment where you achieved the goal, and you weren't really even present for the moment where you celebrated the achievement of the goal. Like we keep doing this in our life, right? And so now one of the most beautiful lessons that we're trying to learn is just to be present within our life, to not be in such a hurry to get somewhere, and just to enjoy the moment and be surrendered to it and relaxed and just take it as it comes and make the best of the season that you're in this moment, because it never lasts. There's always a change, right? Exciting things come. And so while you have some quiet time, while you have some space, like use that wisely. And then as you are moving into these new experiences and new opportunities, continue to be grateful for the wisdom and the self-control that you've built now to be able to take your time, to be able to make conscious choices, to be able to say no when you need to, right? To be able to take space, and time to do something that you need to do, and put everything else on hold. It's like, be grateful for taking your time, say if you're getting a new job or you're starting a business or you're shifting your craft, right? Take your time and be grateful for the chance to build your experience, build your skills, build your talent and your knowledge, right? And get the most out of your training and things like that. If you are maybe having new relationship opportunities, relationships are so difficult to take slow for so many of us, but they're so much better if you take it slow. And so try your best to focus on how great it is in a relationship when things can play out gradually. Like, when you have a phase where you're like talking and flirting and the tension is being built, right? And then you take your time through courting and dating, and, then you're like, oh, I'm going to go over to their house. And like, you look forward to it because you only see each other a couple of times a week, and they're going to come over to your house, you're going to go out. And, it's like, not just like jumping into a relationship right away, having, sexual relationship right away, moving in within, the first few months, and then like you're like an old bored married couple within a year. Whereas if you think back to maybe when you were younger and you had, you were like in school, right? So you had to like draw out your relationships for longer. And, you spent more time in just like kissing phase, right? Move a little gradually through makeout, you have things to look forward to. It builds the tension. It gives you time to build a foundation and create a real bond instead of just chemicals and being on a high and trauma bonding and, love bombing and then burning out hot and fast, right? So all kinds of things are good to do if you take your time. If you're trying to change your health routine, right? So many people are trying to do these like extreme fad diets that they can't maintain, right? And it's not sustainable. So you'd be better off to go get like a genetics test and find out what foods and like how much sleep and what kind of exercise are best for your genetics. And then make those kinds of changes to your lifestyle and settle in and just be like, okay, this is going to be a health transformation that's going to happen gradually and slowly. And it's going to happen. It's going to be sustainable. It's not going to be just like the fad diet where as soon as I start eating like carbs or sugar again, the weight's going to come back. I do need to do just a video about spontaneous weight loss that has come up with me and a couple of women recently. And it has to do with, it's like an energetic spiritual thing. But it has nothing to do with diet or even really exercise. It's crazy. So I need to make that video and just post it by itself. But yeah, so still thinking about that. But really, you know, it's about like being grateful for the process and for the journey of things. And like if you're on a road trip, right, it's all about looking out the window. So be grateful for this moment and make the most of it. Be confident that, you know, the world is your oyster. We have the world card. We have the guardian angel. And so I feel like angels are watching over our world right now. But also the fact that when we do the spiritual work, when we change our darkness into light, when we learn spiritual lessons and we embody them, or we overcome fears, or we transcend our shortcomings, what we do when we turn that darkness into light, that's called elevating sparks. But our positive actions of change, of transformation, of healing, of purification, of sharing, of, you know, doing acts of kindness for others, those things create angels. Angels are really just energy. And when we're creating positive angels, those angels work for us. And so when we do, like, say, when we put our effort into our dreams, or when we put our effort into, like, say, a relationship, the more passion and fervor and, like, the more we mean it and the more integrity that we put into those actions, the more enthusiasm, the more, like, gung-ho, all in we are, the more powerful our creator magic is within those actions. And so those angels are mighty, and that force is behind your intention and your actions, and it's blessed. When you're wishy-washy, when you're like, oh, I'm not in a good mood, I don't want to do this, like you kind of do it half-heartedly or like begrudgingly even, or just lazy, and you're like, whatever, half-ass, that creates like weak angels with like broken arms, and like they're all like jank and like kind of rickety. And so those are weak energies that don't give you a lot of oomph. They don't give you a lot of, even if you do everything by the book, if your heart's not really in it, it's just not gonna, there's not gonna be any power. It's just gonna be an empty husk, right? There's not gonna be any magic in it. So the world that we're creating now, this new start, this new cycle, the world card is a card that talks about having come through this whole cycle of learning and of spiritual growth and transformation. And now having come through it, you're like, okay, you're kind of graduated. And now it's time to go out into the world and embody what you have now gained through that wisdom, through that experience. And so it's like now you're kind of free to go in any direction, but it's sort of like college when you learn like a skill and you become a master in a certain area, or you get an education, basic education. Let's be realistic about college. But like they send you out with these skills that you've learned in order to like do them in the real world and be competent in them. So the world card is sort of like, all right, you graduated, now you're set out into this life to see how you use the lessons. How do you utilize them? What kind of angels are you making and creating out in the world? What kind of life and new story are you co-creating with Creator? How are you writing it? You know, what's the quality of the energy that you're putting in? But I do feel that we are being guided in this next leg of the journey, and it's very like soul driven. There's going to be a lot of fulfillment and purpose, or there's potential for there to be a lot of depth and a lot of fulfillment and a lot of purpose, right? But it has to do with now, where are we putting our attention? You know, what are we putting our energy into? What are we creating? What kind of angels are we creating? Okay. And then also, like, not to get worried, because I feel like with the guardian angel and perception coming up and gratitude in the same spread, it's like it makes me feel like, and then it's like the Knight of Pentacles, it's like slow. The world is like a long-term journey that's like, you know, culminated. So it's like, it feels like things are slowly unfolding. And we're just being assured that all is well and that there's much to be grateful for right now. So just to be able to relax into the journey and relax knowing that like things might actually be playing out like just the way you want them to. It's just that they're not like, you can't see them happening yet, or they're going gradually and you're like, oh, I just want to open all the presents on Christmas. So yeah. And so the 10 of Pentacles underneath perception, it's almost like, it's like whatever is on your plate right now is like you perceive this to have a lot of long-term value and potential and sustainability. The 10 of Pentacles, I love it. This guy, he's like, I call him the sexy philosopher man. He's like sitting on a log and he is dreaming about this legacy, this future that he sees for himself and the family that he has around him, or the family, the people that he chooses, the fortune that he's built and the legacy that looks like a hotel or like a mansion or like some huge estate built more. But this just makes me think of, you know, all of the themes of 10 of Pentacles, which is the kind of wealth that creates more wealth. The kind of things that you pass down or legacies that you leave behind. Things that you do that you'll be remembered for. Or things that you're growing now that you feel have the potential to have long-term sustainability and stability, and that can like go the long haul, that can really like weather the storm. So the things that you are going after right now and creating, it's like you're really like tuning in. What is my perception of this? Is this worth my commitment? Is this valuable? Is this going to return value to me in the long run? Is this worth my time and energy? Or is this not in alignment with where my soul is calling me anymore? And I'm, you know, ready for something else. So it's just like, these are things that we've been contemplating. But I feel that there is something developing, or many things in different areas of our life that are developing right now that have real potential to grow into things that could have deep and lasting value on many, many levels. You know, this is about family, money, all the material, like our material world that we create for ourselves over the long term. So it's like your family, the home that you build, your savings, like say you're a writer, it's like your body of work, you know? So think about those things, and I just feel that this reading is just very comforting and assuring that good things are happening, good things are developing, our seeds are planted. It's just we're waiting for them to like sprout and really show life, which is right in alignment with my own garden. I've got like all of these bulbs and flower seeds planted and vegetables and things, and I'm like waiting for them to sprout. And as my brother was like messing with my back porch lights today, he like knocked over one of the pots that was like one of the ranunculus bulbs. And I was just waiting for them all to come up. I'm like, is anything going to poke through the dirt? Like, what's happening under there? And we could see, because some of the dirt got shaken out, that they were definitely growing. They were going to be popping through any day now. So I think that we're going to be popping through any day now. Yeah, we're little sprouts busting through the soil. So life is really fleshing out and taking shape. And if you didn't watch the anchor message or the energy oracle forecast for the week, I mean, you should, because everything has just been really positive and hopeful this week. It's been really, really nice. So still feeling good. We're halfway through. You know, even on the heels of this eclipse, and the eclipse is supposed to be sort of like still just like in the air, like fizzling out, you know, for the next week or so. But I think that I think we're already feeling a lot better, and just we're really accepting the shifts and the changes and the transformations, and it's all very, very exciting. So yeah, I think really good things to come. It's just now the anticipation of, having things take shape and crystallize. All right, you guys. Well, I am going to take a hot shower and start winding down for bed. But I will see y'all tomorrow for our Thirsty Thursday reading, where we talk about our love lives for the week. All right, y'all. Be good, but not too good. Ciao.